Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul for you guys. But before we go ahead and get on into the books, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box below for links to all of my social medias, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon. The first books I'm going to be showing you are part of the Vampire Chronicles, and that is the Vampire Lestat and the Queen of the Damned by Anne Rice. So I do have two copies of these, but they are super old mass market paperbacks, and I had an original copy of Interview with the Vampire and over the years lent it out to someone and just never got it back. So a couple of years ago, a dear subscriber of mine sent me Interview with the Vampire, which, by the way, I'm currently reading. I have about 50 pages left and am eating it up. And I wanted to buy books that have matching covers, and I couldn't find them anywhere, but then I realized that this is a UK edition cover, so I ordered the two matching on Book Depository. And I'm super excited to have like a matching set finally. But I didn't realize like these two books are so much thicker than Interview with the Vampire. Like I was gonna read The Vampire Lestat in October and Queen of the Damned in November, and I'm like, these books are gonna take me a minute to get through. But yeah, I'm super excited to have, like I said, a matching set of this series because I'm loving Interview with the Vampire. The next book is The Similarian by J.R.R. Tolkien. I have wanted to read some more of Tolkien's works. All I've read are The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and I went on like a Tolkien Reddit one day and I asked, what is the next work of his I should read? And a lot of people said The Similarian, and then some people said Children of Huron. But I decided to go with this, and I'm well aware that it's not going to be like as epic as Lord of the Rings, and I had someone tell me that it's kind of like a Bible of Middle Earth, so I really don't know what to expect going into this. Just knowing Tolkien, I know that he can be fairly slow with his plots, so I'm expecting to go into this with a very slow plot, a lot of information, a lot of world development, and not really like a super exciting adventure story like The Lord of the Rings. But, I'm a book collector, and I'm still excited to have this in my collection. The next book I picked up is Hotel Magnafique by Emily Taylor. I have never read anything by this author before. This is a YA fantasy, and I'm not sure if it's a standalone or the first in a series. But the reason that this book spoke to me is that it follows a magical hotel, and we follow two sisters who end up getting employed by this hotel. And this hotel is magical because each night after midnight, it has the ability to arrive at this new destination. And the two girls, like I said, get employed by this hotel and start to unravel the mystery of its magic and things like that. So it's a magical hotel. And I graduated college with my first degree, business administration with a concentration in hotel and hospitality management because I wanted to, work in hotels and travel and things like that. And in college, I actually worked at this 5-star resort, and it was very exclusive and, very ritzy and very glamorous. And I just loved working there. And I can just like imagine that this book is going to have like those similar vibes of just a beautiful, beautiful hotel, and especially the kind of fantasy element that goes into it. So I got super excited when I read the synopsis just because it'll bring me back to like, my memories of working at a 5-star hotel. So I'm excited to read this and see if Emily Taylor is an author that speaks to me. Next is another YA fantasy book I picked up, and that is Lake's Edge by Lindell Clipson. I've never read anything by this author before, and I'm not gonna lie, this was slightly a cover buy. I've had my eye on this book, and I haven't heard anyone review it or say anything about it, but this has such a gorgeous cover. I love the cover so much, and it looks like it's gonna have some like gothic, creepy house mansion elements to it, which I really enjoy. In this book, we follow a girl named Violetta, and she has a brother who possesses this kind of dark, forbidden magic, and he's plagued by nightmares and just his magic, and she would do anything to protect him. And one day, the monster of Lake's Edge, also known as Rowan, offers to kind of house the brother and sister and keep them safe in exchange for her brother's powers. Once the siblings arrive at Lake's Edge, Violetta quickly learns that Rowan is actually almost cursed or enslaved to this deity, this dark deity, and Violetta wants to learn more about the curse and help him break it. With the help of her brother and his powers, Violetta works to uncover the mystery and to help Rowan escape. And there is like a romantic element to this. I'm not sure if it's between Violetta and Rowan, or maybe even the villain of this story. I'm not really sure. Or maybe, her brother is thrown in there somewhere. I don't know. But I just found this book to have a lot of like mystery and dark and gloomy gothic elements to it, and probably a good romance, I think, which is what drew me to it. So if you have read Lake's Edge, let me know how you thought it was in the comments. Next, we have The Silent Patient by Alex, I guess it's Michaelides. I was wanting to read this book for the longest time, and a couple of weeks ago I put out a video asking you guys to help me choose a thriller to read in the month of October, and I ended up reading The Paris Apartment already because that was one of the options on my list. And a lot of you guys said that The Silent Patient sounded really interesting, so I splurged and just got it. I'm super excited. But in this book, we're following a woman named Alicia, and Alicia has a very seemingly perfect life. I think her husband is like in fashion or fashion photography or something, and then one night he comes home late from work and she shoots him 5 times in the face. Alicia gets taken into custody, and as far as I know, she's tried or on trial for the murder of her husband, but she refuses to speak a word about what happened. I don't know if she refuses to speak or she can't speak, but no one knows really the truth of what happened because Alicia's not telling anybody. And then we're following a criminal psychotherapist who decides to take on Alicia's story and see if he can get her to talk, find out what's going on in her head, and the truth of the whole murder. And next I have The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in her spin-off Caraval trilogy. Once Upon a Broken Heart, I think is what the new series is called. And this was gifted to me by my friend and subscriber Andre. So thank you so much. I love Stephanie Garber's writing. I love the world of Caraval. It's just so whimsical, so magical. And I do have a full review for Once Upon a Broken Heart if you're interested in checking that out. I'll link it up in the cards. But in this series, we're following a new character named Evangeline. There are cameos from Scarlett and Donatella from the previous series, but the focus is not on them. And in book 1, Evangeline ended up entering into like a deal with the Fate Jax, and we all know that Fates can't be trusted. And he ends up telling her that he will do something for her as long as she gets 3 kisses from anyone that he chooses her to kiss. And there's just a lot of mystery that goes into the first book. There is a whole plot, tons of twists and turns, but all you need to know is that Evangeline does come across a secret in this kingdom in the north, and some secrets about herself and some powers that she might possess. And she ends up getting involved with like the emperor. I'm trying to think if it was the emperor or the prince, one of the like nobles of this world, and ends up striking up a relationship with him, which I wasn't expecting. And Evangeline doesn't know if she can trust Jax because there is some chemistry between the two of them. And this book kind of carries on with that storyline of Evangeline discovering her own powers and unraveling the mystery of the magic in the north, as well as dealing with such a mischievous fate such as Jax. So I'm excited to have this book. I'm excited to read it. Super quick, super fun YA fantasy. All right, you guys, that is it for my book haul. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, and I will see y'all in another video soon. Goodbye.